watching Chadtronic.
Fortnite, a popular online multiplayer game, a game that I'm sure most of you watching are familiar with, or have at least heard of, has gotten very popular recently. And of course, as with everything that becomes popular, massive amounts of uninformed people start to formulate opinions about it. Or if you're part of a large broadcast group, you just email a typed up script charged with your own personal bias to a bunch of local news stations. You know, things the everyday Joe does to try and control the message. Totally normal behavior by today's professional standards. Definitely a group of people to be trusted. I'm going to be real with you guys for just a moment here in this video. Originally, I wasn't going to make a video about Fortnite in the news just because we've seen these arguments before several times on this channel, and I didn't feel like the situation really brought anything new to the table for this reoccurring sort of discussion. However, to put things bluntly, they just won't shut up about it. I'm not even joking. They just won't shut up. There's nothing left going on in the world. The first report on this was March 2nd, when Good Morning America aired a piece titled, "What Parents Should Know About the Online Survival Game Fortnite." And it's just spiraled out of control from there ever since. Hit pieces have been written and published about the game almost daily. Here's one from today, the day I'm recording this. Fortnite is being used by sick pedophiles to groom young children using the game's voice chat system, warns the National Crime Agency. Boy, that title is so long, I don't even feel bothered to get any more information. I think I'll just blindly share this on my compromised social media account. Here's another one from today. Horrified mom warns parents over pedophiles contacting children via Fortnite Xbox game. She could hear a man giggling and asking her son about intercourse. Well, that issue could easily be solved. She just needs to tell her son to join the Christian server matches only.
What could possibly go wrong?
Also, nice eyebrows. I'm glad they chose this particular photo to go with the story. Very relevant to the information inside the article. Here's another one from yesterday. School districts block popular Fortnite game from Wi-Fi. Great, that's good. A system admin's doing their job somewhere in the world. That's definitely newsworthy. Here's one that does get on my nerves a little. Passive-aggressive school contacts parents and oversteps personal boundaries. I like this one. New game craze could warp kids' minds. Although I can't actually access this article, the Daily Telegraph thinks their inside scoop is so juicy, they want you to pay $5 a week for access to their news.
Excuse me, what?
I have no snarky joke for this one. That kinda is the joke. I guess I'll just let these games warp my kid's mind because I'm unwilling to pay $20 a month to read digital articles on the internet. Women launch petitions to ban Fortnite because it's brainwashing and corrupting their boyfriends. Excuse me, I think this one might be satirical, but after reading the last few, it's getting harder to tell.
For some parents, Fortnite's popularity is now a cause for concern.
I mean, I just love this game. It's great.
Amy Selling says her kids are so caught up in the game, she sometimes won't see them for hours after school.
They downloaded it around November, December. Around that time, I guess that's when they slowly started to disappear.
Oh, it's disgusting.
She wrote about her experience in a blog titled, How I Lost My Children to Fortnite.
Another undercover mom blog. This has me excited. I better check this out.
I kind of had my mommy send our app.
And it's not only Fortnite. Just this year, in a controversial decision, the World Health Organization officially recognized gaming disorder as a mental health issue.
What? Is this real?
The American Academy of Pediatrics advises parents to place consistent limits on screen time, making sure it doesn't take the place of adequate sleep, physical activity, and other behaviors essential to health.
Why is it that we need to single out video games as the cause and being classified as some sort of disorder? If you are depriving yourself of sleep and any other sort of physical activity from doing a particular activity, you probably should just stop whatever that activity is, or at least shorten the participation and moderation of that particular activity doesn't have to necessarily be video games. Why is it we have to single out video games and classify this as a gaming disorder? I think it's kind of unfair. This could really apply to anything preventing you from doing those things.
And Jonathan, thank you for joining us. From a clinical perspective, what makes this game different than any other games that we've seen before, and how does it affect the brain?
Listen, when you mentioned Fortnite here in the studio, there were people high-fiving. I saw a bunch of teenagers in the studio high-fiving. This is a viral game. People are so into this game, and the thing that makes Fortnite so different is it's so interactive, Michael. I mean, people can play duo as a team and really interact over the video game. It affects our pleasure centers of the brain. That's what video games do, and this one is really intense.
To me, this man's description of Fortnite doesn't really sound like a description of Fortnite. His description just kind of sounds like the description for any video game. I'm not trying to deny that Fortnite isn't special by any means, but I mean, let's be real. He just described what a video game is. There's a ton of games that provide the experience he just described. Parents, after watching this news report, are just going to look at almost every video game as being a Fortnite. That's what's going to happen if things like this continue to be on television. Every video game is just going to be looked at as a Fortnite. That's what video games will be labeled as for parents if this continues.
First, let's move on. It was The Sims, then Minecraft and Pokemon Go.
Did she just say The Sims? Hey kids! You remember that online viral multiplayer sensation that was The Sims?
Now the latest video game craze is Fortnite. It's free, addictive, violent, and kids love it. Should you be worried?
It's currently one of the most popular video games in the world, with 46 million players worldwide.
Some of my friends actually can't get games like these.
Why's that?
Their parents just think it's not very good.
Fortnite is a cartoon, Hunger Games style battle with a deadly serious premise.
I like how the background music for this is set to the same tone as the trailer for a horror movie. It's a nice touch.
Around 3 to 4 hours on
3 to
a
4,
Sunday morning.
maybe sometimes 2. That's an axe, dum-dum.
That's offensive.
That's an axe, dum-dum. I like how we're trying to highlight how this game makes kids violent. And we hear terminology like dum-dum. This is making children overly aggressive. Did you hear those choice of words? These kids are absolutely out of control.
It seems the quest for a higher score is hurting our mental health. Problems related to the excessive use of gaming will warrant a medical diagnosis.
What skin is this? I want to get this skin.
Kids are hooked on a popular video game called Fortnite. You probably heard about it. But parents, you're not the only ones fighting the kids to unplug. School districts are as well. Some even blocking Wi-Fi access for the game. But apparently, to this point, the game's still winning. Larry Collins found out some kids are trying to find ways around Wi-Fi walls, Larry. How are the schools responding?
That's right. It's happening, and it's happening all over the country. Of course, this is the game we've become more and more accustomed with. The teens is really taking their time. It's Fortnite. But there's also a mobile version. Take the game with you on the go. And that can also mean taking it into school. And that's when it can become a bit of an issue.
Not everyone, but a lot of people's phone plans include unlimited data. So how would blocking Fortnite on school Wi-Fi even be effective if most kids can just still access the game on their phones via their own network access? Why would that even be effective? Why would kids need to find any sort of shortcut? They can probably just play the game itself on their phone without even having to connect to school Wi-Fi. I guess I'm kind of confused on this.
Makes zero sense.
All right, Larry. Well, we asked parents how they're handling the Fortnite frenzy. Here's what you had to say. James says, shouldn't be playing games in school to begin with. And Lakita says, no surprise, my son and his friends play daily.
Even when you consider all the parents upset videos I've made, this is hands down the largest overreaction to a video game that I've ever seen from the mainstream media. At the end of the day, it's still just a video game. As with everything, a little moderation. can go a long way. The game itself is not at fault. I'm not even sure why there's so much panic. Have you seen the gaming crowd just blink your eyes and wait 7 days and everyone will be playing something else? Like Roblox Hunger Games. That's a fun game, right? That'll be the next big thing. Roblox Hunger Games. Is that already a thing? Probably.